Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So, here's something that I think is just it shows you the hypocrisy of this individual, Al Sharpton, and I am going to exclude the Reverend title because I don't consider him to be anyone that should be revered. Okay, but Al Sharpton was on MSNBC the other night, yipping and yapping and complaining about the fact that President Donald Trump has decided to deploy the National Guard and to essentially federalize the Washington, D.C. Police Department and basically take over because of the crime, because of the madness that's going on in that city. And President Trump is doing what he has to do to try to stop this situation, to calm it down, to get it where it needs to be. And Al Sharpton was on MSNBC griping about this and basically saying that this is race baiting from Donald Trump and that he's trying to focus on black cities and black people. In other words, from Al Sharpton's perspective, is Donald Trump purposely attacking black people? This is what they always say all the time. These black, quote unquote, intellectual gatekeepers in the black community, this is what they always go by. It's all racial. It's all about stopping black people. It's all about hurting black people. But I'm going to get into the detail of my commentary because this really is disgusting to me. And that's what it's about from his perspective. So I'm going to let you guys listen in on some of what he has to say. It's very hard for me to stomach it. So periodically I'll be stopping and commenting on it. But I'm going to let you guys listen on a little bit what he has to say, and then we're going to get deeper into my commentary, and I'm going to give you what I believe the problem is and what the solution is. How about that? In my opinion, my humble, nice, little kind, sweet opinion. Okay, let's get into this.
Is that what's happening?
Well, first of all, Donald Trump was sat in the White House several hours during January 6th while his followers were beating police officers, Capitol Police, and others, and never picked up the phone or picked up his Twitter and told them to stop. And when he finally did, it was almost at the end of the day.
Now, let me say something about that. The hypocrisy of people like Al Sharpton and the left. These are some of the worst people. I agree with somebody that I know, a YouTuber that I know, conservative YouTuber that I know. I agree with him, man. I agree with his assessment. I can't stand these people. I pray for me. Those of you that believe in the power of prayer, pray for me. These are people that I genuinely detest. I really do, because these people are the destruction of our cities. Now, whether they're doing it purposely or whatever, that can be argued. That's for another video. But these people are the destruction of our cities and the destruction of predominantly black cities. These black gatekeepers, okay, that keep black people with a certain mindset, that keeps them on that psychological, mental slavery mindset. It's people like this that my stomach curls in knots. I can't stand the sight of. Looking at Al Sharpton, the way he looks anorexic. He looks like he got some kind of disease. And please, I don't want anyone to misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm not wishing any harm on him or anybody. But to be quite honest with you, when you feel with stupidity, when you feel with ignorance, when you feel with evil and you support chaos and you support destruction, what do you think is going to happen to your body? I'm just saying, God is not in that. For those of us that understand the word of God, and for those of us that understand spirituality, this is not of God. The hypocrisy of this man to sit up here and say that Donald Trump, when during January 6th, he didn't call the National Guard or this, that, and the other when they were beating up on these Capitol Police. How hypocritical. Because during the 2020 during the 2020 riots, okay, trying to be nice, y'all. During the 2020 riots, I saw video after video, read article after article of people assaulting police officers, beating up on police officers, slapping police officers, throwing rocks at police officers, you name it, they were doing. And I didn't hear one peep out of Al Sharpton or anyone from the left. You know what the left did? They justified and they said, well, the reason why they're assaulting the police is because the police it's because of quote unquote police brutality. This is what the left always throws towards ignorant black people. And when I say ignorant black people, I mean ignorant black people. I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about ignorant black people that are ignorant and choose to be ignorant. I have no love for that. When you know that there's another way, and you know there's another way to be illuminated and informed, and you refuse it, I have no love for you, boo-boo. I don't. Because you're choosing to be stupid. You're choosing to be ignorant. You're choosing to be dumb, and I just can't get with that. It's just like the gospel. If someone gives people the gospel of Jesus Christ and they choose to reject it, you die, you're going straight to hell. That's where you deserve to be. Oh, Mr. Bowling, that's rough. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I didn't create hell. God did. So I don't want to hear all that. You chose to reject the gospel. You choose to end up in hell. The same principle. You choose to be stupid and not illuminate yourself and not educate yourself on the bigger picture of what these people like Al Sharpton is yipping and yapping about. Then you are going to suffer the consequences. This man is a hypocrite, and so is the liberals. The left spits this crap all the time, and it makes me sick. The hypocrisy of it, man. But let's go on. Let's go on.
And to add insult to injury, when he got back in office, he pardoned people who'd been convicted of felony acts on January.
Yeah, let me say something about that. He pardoned people. See how hypocritical they are? It's perfectly okay for the left and Democrats to pardon people that got criminal record. Okay, Joe Biden pardoning his son, that person. Okay, he pardoned him. What? He wasn't a felon. He wasn't a criminal. Man was a cold car criminal. Get out of here, man. Now somebody said, well, that's his son. It don't make no difference, bro. You said you wasn't going to do it. Joe Biden got up and said he wasn't going to do that. And he did it. Forget about it being his son. No, I don't understand that. I don't. Don't get up and say one thing and then do another. That's what I have an issue with. But it's perfectly okay for Democrats and liberals to do it, to pardon criminals. But when conservatives and Republicans do it, it's an issue. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't. Let's go on.
January 6th. So now all of a sudden he wants to bring order to Washington. So you've got to deal with his record. His record is that if people are violent and disobey the law and assault law enforcement and are supportive of him, that's fine. But on some others that he claims out of control, because the data says that crime and violent crime has gone down in Washington.
Let me say something about that. I already did a video on that stupid, ignorant nonsense. Let me reiterate that for people that might not know. Regardless of what the statistics say, okay, regardless of what those numbers say, I don't completely agree with numbers necessarily. I do quote numbers sometimes in statistical data when need be. But when the numbers in statistical data don't line up with what regular people are seeing and feeling and experiencing every day, then those statistical data and numbers need to be questioned. And for Al Sharpton to make such a disingenuous statement is not beyond me. It's not beyond me because I understand that he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. Democrats say stupid stuff. They'll say one thing out of their ear and then another thing come out of the other side of the ear, and it'd be two different things. That's what I mean, he represents the Democrat / socialist / communist party. So of course he's gonna say dumb stuff. Okay, so of course he's gonna say something dumb like that. But the reality in Washington, D.C. is that assaults and all the rest of stuff is going up. People are seeing that all the time. They're experiencing that reality all the time. So to get up here and say, well, it's actually not like that. I know someone cracks you in the head. I know someone pulled a gun on you while you was trying to get in your car to go to work. I know a group of teenagers dressed in black assaulted you and beat you to a bloody pulp. I know that. I know you afraid to go to the store because you might get smoked. I know that. But you good. You want to know why you good? It's the government talking to the Washington, D.C.ers. You're good because the numbers say that crime has gone down. You know what that reminds me of? What Al Sharpton is saying here and what other liberals have said in terms of what's going on in Washington, D.C., and really, to be honest with you, with a lot of these liberal cities, is something that a British intellectual and member of the Fabian Socialist Society said many decades ago. His name was Bertrand Russell. And he wrote a book, I think, in 1971, it was the early 1970s. He wrote a book called The Impact of Science on Society. And he made a quote that really stood out to me. And I'm going to paraphrase what he said. He says, even when they are miserable, talking about the people in the government, even when they are miserable, even when the people are miserable, they will feel okay because the government says so. I don't want to misquote that. I really want you guys to really understand what he said. Even Bertrand Russell said this in his book, The Impact of Science on Society, that even though people are miserable, they will feel good because the government says so. In other words, you catching hell, you can't buy food prices are sky high, gas prices are sky high, crime is at an all-time high, you're afraid to just freaking breathe, you're terrified, you're miserable, but because some official quotes some numbers in government, okay, they said it must be okay. That is mind control par excellence. Par excellence. Let's go on, man. These people.
He's going to send out the National Guard. Well, why didn't he send it out January 6th? This is clear politics. It's aimed at black mayors. It's aimed at also trying to take the Epstein case and the files off the front page. And it's drama that is at the expense of people. And it's sad. We're going to end up with stop and frisk in D.C.
And let me say this about the so-called Epstein files and everything. He makes the argument, like some of the on the left have made the argument, that this is taking attention off the Epstein files. Well, let's assume that that's the case. To be honest with you, I don't believe a vast majority of Americans care about the Epstein files. They do, but then they don't, okay? Because whoever was with Epstein and did their hanky-panky stuff that they shouldn't have been doing, you need to know, okay? You don't need to know because these are people in leadership positions, and if they're doing stuff like this, they're probably passing laws and creating things to make it easy for them. So that's understandable. But let's be realistic. These kind of people in the so-called Epstein files are way at the top. They're way at the top. Hear me out on this. They're way at the top. They are protected. And more than likely, there's nothing you and I, Trump or anybody else, can do about that. These people are protected. The whole sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff, that is a multi-billion-dollar a year business. Some of the highest officials in government and entertainment are involved in it. And do you think the powers that be are going to arrest these people and take these people in and make you and I happy? Forget that. That's not happening. Nothing that Americans can do can really change any of that. These people are protected. But what we can do is deal with the stuff that's on the ground. What we can do is stop voting for democratic, socialist, and progressive politicians who are light on crime. That's what we can do. We do what we can do. This whole mantra of, he's trying to take the focus off of the Epstein files is null and void in my opinion. That's irrelevant. Because what people are dealing with on the ground is young thugs, teenage thugs, black ones, unfortunately, in gangs, beating up on innocent people, taking innocent people's lives. People are tired of that. That's the ground level situation. That is the reality that all of the people in Washington, D.C. and cities all over, including my own city, that have to deal with. We're not dealing with people that's fooling around in the Epstein files. We can't reach them. But we can reach the others on the ground level. Y'all get what I'm talking about? Them the ones we deal with. The ones in the Epstein file situation, God will deal with them. And trust and believe they're not going to get away with their hanky-panky, nasty, stinking selves. If they don't get it right with God and they don't repent of their sins and repent their faith in Jesus Christ and they die, woo-wee! The suffering in the lake of fire they're going to go through. God will judge them. But you and I, with the regular people, we need to stop voting for these clowns that are soft on crime. That's what we can do. That's what we need to address. So what Al Sharpton is talking about is a whole bunch of bull crap. Okay? Let's go on. Let me see if I still got this cat, man. Okay.
He would take it to other cities while they, at the same time, try to rob people of their proper districts according to the census in Texas, and would do it other places. So the rules don't matter anymore. You don't wait on the census now to draw congressional lines. We'll do it when we want because we need.
Okay, all right, never mind. Shut up, man. That's enough what he said. That's enough what he said. Okay, that's enough. Let me go ahead and give you guys some of this up. I don't hear nothing else you got to say. All that yipping and yapping and don't know what's happening. Shut up, man. Just shut up. Really. Here's the deal. Trump and conservatives, Republicans are not focusing, but I'm going to talk about Trump specifically, is not focusing or targeting black cities or focusing and targeting black people. That's not what's happening. Unfortunately, black people are putting themselves in the way. That's what's going on. Unfortunately, a significant number, let's deal with reality here and not stupidity. Unfortunately, the reality is that a significant number of black people, okay, particularly younger people, are committing these crimes and these assaults. What is Trump and everyone else supposed to do? Well, all these black people, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to crack down on them because that's racial profiling. That's targeting black people. That's targeting black cities. You know what my answer to that is? Target them. Target these black cities. Target these black neighborhoods. Target these no good, violent, evil people that know right from wrong. Round them up, create a city, an abandoned city or an abandoned field or whatever, put a gate around it and put every last one of them in it. And every now and then, drop some food and let them fight over it. They are a menace to society. They hold no value to anyone except God. And what I mean by that is that Jesus Christ died for them, okay, and they are valuable in the eyes of God. But I'm speaking on a purely natural level. I'm speaking on the here and now. because they're valuable to God, but the vast majority of Americans that's going about their life, they hold no value. They are menace to society. They're not doing anything with their lives. They don't want to go to school. They're assaulting people. They're taking people's lives. They're doing everything wrong. They're taking taxpayers' money. They don't want to get a job. What good are they? Please tell me in the comment box, what good are these people to society? What good are they? What good are they? So my answer is target the black neighborhoods. Target these cities. The violent ones, I'm talking about the violent ones. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm talking about. These violent, thug, ghetto places, target them. Mr. Al Sharpton, since you think that they're targeting these blacks, you think you're targeting black people, okay, target them. Target them. Most black people that got sense will be better off without them. Okay? So you feel like they're targeting them, good. That's my answer. Target them. That's my answer. Target the knuckleheads. Target the criminals. Target those who are a menace to society. Exit them off. Sanction them off. And every now and then drop food into the place and let them think for themselves, like Escape from New York. How about that? I know y'all like, oh, Miss Mug, I mean that. I'm serious as 10 heart attacks. I'm serious. It may never happen, but if I was a mayor, you wouldn't want me to be the mayor. If I was the president, you wouldn't want me to be. You think I'm a tyrant. And I would be a tyrant. But you want to know what I'd be a tyrant against? Crime. Not these communist idiots in communist-run countries that let the criminals run rampant. I'm not talking about that. They protect criminals. I'm talking about I would be a tyrant, a nightmare to criminals and knuckleheads. I'd be a nightmare to them. They'd be waking up, oh, gee, in the middle of the night, terrified because they see me coming at them. They won't even have nightmares. They have night terrors. Because my face and my policies would be so terrifying, they'll feel like they're actually experiencing. That's a night terror. You'd be a walking zombie. If I was a president or a mayor, if I was a dictator, I would be dictating getting rid of every last one of these knuckleheads. Sanctioning them off somewhere is what I mean. That's what I had to say about that. Al Sharpton, he's off. He's nothing more than a black gatekeeper for black people. And understandably, because, hey, he's a reverend, right? So if the reverend says these things, it must be true. Now, if black people believe something like that, then you dumb, stupid, and crazy. You believe that, you that ignorant, go ahead. Be ignorant. Just don't be ignorant around me, because I don't have the tolerance for it anymore. I have no more patience for that. Be ignorant around ignorant people. Don't do it with me. And I'm not saying it because I'm so great. I'm nothing. Everything I am by the grace of God. But what I know and what I believe in, I stand on, and I speak it with authority. I don't take down from it. So if people don't like it, like my biology teacher used to always say when I was in high school, then that's tough. That's tough. It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. But what do you guys think about what Al Sharpton said? Do you agree with what he said? Do you think that Trump is targeting black cities and targeting black people because they're black? Or do you think he's targeting them because they're knuckleheads? Okay, they're committing all these crimes. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless y'all, and see you again.